Raibag. Before coming to Raibag, I have served nearly 20 plus years in various engineering colleges in this zone, Hubli Dharwad belt, and have served and used outcome-based education since decade. And before I start my session, I want you all to go back to your golden days when you people were doing your UG and PG. What type of education system it was? Can anybody? Teacher-centric, where teachers it was totally teacher-centric. Teacher used to teach us, we used to listen to them, and very passively, that is passive listeners. Then whatever material they used to give, we used to get it xeroxed, study from that, rectify it, and then vomit it in our exams. And their major was, our classroom size also was very small. Is this a scenario at present? Is it the same at present? No. So you can see here, at present, it is totally different. It is student-centric, wherein learners are very much active, and lecturers are nowhere called as lecturers. They are just facilitators who will be standing beside. Classroom size is too large, and vast quantity resources are available on one single fingertip of the student, that is on internet. And assessment as such is not a separate entity. It is integrated with the classes. So with this scenario, now just tell me, can we teach with this new approach, can we teach with the same system as we used to do before? Is it possible? Will the students turn up to the class? Even if they turn up, will they be mentally present in the class and listen to our lectures? So we have lot of challenges. Do you agree? Can you name one or two challenges of this 21st century to cater the needs of this new approach? Focus, that is student engagement. Okay, ma'am. Then time management. Students are having more knowledge than the teachers. Okay. So till now, we used to give the first main challenge at present is, previously we used to give knowledge. But right now, along with knowledge, we have to equip the students with skills, attitudes, and on top of it, values. And this is not one single challenge which we face in this. As rightly ma'am said, student engagement is one factor. Then how to equip our students with knowledge, skills, values, and attitude. How we must go for continuous improvement in the curriculum and effectively go for our teaching learning process. And then what about the reinforcement of teaching learning? And big challenge is lifelong learning and teaching for large classroom students. These are few challenges which I have listed here. Now to attain these challenges, transformation is needed. Do you agree? Transformation is needed in terms of curriculum, in terms of pedagogy, in terms of assessment. Have you done it? Have we done it? Have we done it? Yeah. First, to talk about curriculum, yes, we have initiated the transformation by NEP 2020, wherein, now say, for example, this, I want to buy this microphone. It has its own specifications, and based on the specification, I'll buy it. What if it does not meet the specifications? What we do? We lodge a complaint. Do you agree? Customer complaint. Same way, can I have a set of features or called as attributes such that a particular institution for a particular program can give have such attributes or features in the graduate. So those are called as graduate attributes. To list a few, some of the graduate attributes a graduate must have after completing his degree in a particular program from a particular institution can be discipline knowledge, communication skills, critical thinking, problem solving, multidisciplinary, and so on. Here, one major challenge is when I bifurcate these graduate attributes, there are of two types. One is domain dependent and domain independent. Domain dependent, we all are experts to bring them. But how to bring domain independent attributes in our students, in our graduates? So for that, NEP has categorized the courses as AC, SEC, OBC, VC, and this way. So that's about a small initiation towards change in transformation in curriculum. Assessment part, I think one more resource person will be talking about. In this session, we'll just discuss about pedagogy. Now, what do you mean by pedagogy? It is science of teaching, but here the learner is the child in the school, wherein teacher is a teacher like a sage, teacher is teaching and students are listening. And whatever teacher says, that is the Veda Vakya. Whereas andragogy, here it is a science of teaching wherein the learners are adults. So it is called as andragogy, and nowhere we are called as teachers, we are called as facilitators, who is standing somewhere side and making the students to learn actively. And then comes pedagogy, which is self-determined learning. Okay? And at present, our higher education institutions need blend of pedagogy, andragogy, and pedagogy. In the layman's language to speak, if I take a topic or a concept, what is that concept we study in pedagogy? Why that concept we study in andragogy? Why this, why not this we study in pedagogy? Somewhere REU is involved. And it is high time that we must bring REU in, that is research experience for undergraduates in the undergraduate sessions. So whatever it may be, either at present I'll take all these synonyms as pedagogy. Either it may be in online mode or offline mode or hybrid mode. Learning, as you have seen this table, learning there are two types. One is passive learning and the other is active learning. What do you mean by passive learning? When I teach a particular concept, what happens at that time? People will remember only 10% what they read, only 20% what they hear. Say and write 70% retention and 90% what they do. So which type you want? 70%, right? So learning must be passive or active? Quite obvious, active. So in order to achieve that, Benjamin Bloom's came across a taxonomy called as Bloom's taxonomy, where he equips the skills of the students from lower order thinking skills to higher order thinking skills. Now, question is how to make active learning. There are different active learning strategies. As I mentioned, domain specific we can, but domain dependent, it is a big challenge in NEP 2020 and for multidisciplinary education. So these active learning strategies vary from simple to complex in terms of easy to use, time needed. Some activities need small time, some large time. Some can be done within the class, some can be done outside the class. And based on their complexities, we can go for using these active learning techniques. You may ask, which active learning technique for what type of? Here, nowhere in the literature is so specifically said that this active learning technique is for this one only. But due to lack of time, few graduate attributes I can mention here. For example, I want to bring in my subject, in my course, I want to bring critical thinking, logical thinking in my students. I want to enhance that attribute in my students. At that time, I can go for using think, pair, share, jigsaw activity, concept mapping, problem-based, hands-on simulation, games, predict, observe, explain, such type of active learning techniques which enhances critical and logical thinking. Now, if I want my students' problem-solving ability and decision-making ability to be enhanced, at that time, I can go for using inquiry-based learning, fishbone diagram, role play, mind map, problem-based, game-based, project-based. One live example, in the previous session, Goel sir session, we had two things. One is cause and fishbone diagram is also called as cause and effect diagram. He had put one picture. At present, he's not there. And one more is mind map. He has already started using it as he preaches multidisciplinary. Then coming to communication skills. One major drawback in our students is lack of communication skills. How I can enhance my student ability about communication skills? At that time, we can go for singing, dancing, drama, poetry, role play, 1-minute paper, storytelling, book review, seminar, forum theaters, debate, pause, presentation, essay, even movies can play important role in enhancing our students' communication skills. Now, as we were rightly mentioned, cooperative learning, leadership, teamwork. In order to enhance that, again, we have to go for group discussion. Just recently, Professor Ramaswamy sir rightly spoke about we lack group activities. So in order to enhance collaborative learning, we must go for group discussion, think, pair, share, project-based, role play, debate, peer-to-peer, field trip, teach back, case studies, drama, forum theater, place-based learning. Even one of the graduate, environment and sustainability. In order to achieve that, best suits is field trips and place-based learning, which enhances that particular graduate attribute. In that way, each graduate attribute can be achieved through one or the other active learning techniques. This I spoke about in and out of the class. Coming to online, hybrid mode, blended mode. Have you heard about flipped classroom? Anybody? Or using flipped classroom? Yeah. One thing which I want to share my experience, flipped classroom is a hybrid mode which works very well. So let me explain what actually you mean by flipped classroom. In our traditional classroom, what we do, given a particular concept, if it is analytical, what we do? First, make the concept clear, then solve one simple, one moderate and one complex problem, and rest all problems we give them as homework. Do you agree? So here, remembering and understanding, we bring it in the classroom, whereas applying, analyzing, evaluating and creating, we give it as a homework. This is traditional. It's reverse, that is flipped classroom, wherein homework is given for the students to remember and understand level, and then in the class, we go for applying it. Best example is one full course of mine of computer science subject. I had full course video lectures on YouTube, and it was analytical subject. What I used to do is, every day before coming to the next class, I used to tell the students to watch that video, solve the problems and come. Each video had one concept, one simple problem, one moderate and one complex problem. Then when they used to come to the class, I used to ensure whether they have understood that video or not. If there was some gap, fill that gap in the class and then go for solving some more complex problems in the class. I have experimented this in traditional class also, the same course in flipped class also. It has given very good result, and especially for analytical subject, it works well. So this is one hybrid mode. And online, we have seen, no need to explain anybody, COVID period was the best teacher for us, wherein we went for online tools. So these were many tools used for online classes. Then totally to say, teaching and learning process, we have to plan it, then deliver the course, assess and evaluate the learning, reinforce the teaching and learning process. Such a way that from each course, maximum, how much maximum possible program outcomes, that is graduate attributes, I can attain, I must try. Such a way that, here, this is my one course. In this way, 6 to 8 courses. In this full 6 semester, 3 years UG course or 4 years UG course. From all the courses, I must achieve the course outcomes, which in turn will achieve the graduate attributes or customized outcomes of that particular program, which in turn achieves program educational outcome, which in turn will achieve the vision and mission of the institution, which is giving the holistic and multidisciplinary approach. Thank you. I would like to conclude saying that life is very short. When there is no time to love each other, where is the time to hate each other? Love each other, stay safe, stay healthy. This will also apply for one more graduate attribute, that is values. Thank you, and thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I thank Muralidhar sir for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Now it is the time for discussion. Any question from the audience?
No, ma'am. Excellent presentation about all the 3 types of program offered in the higher education institution at present. But my question is, Deepa ma'am, is this type of teaching pedagogy is applicable for annual, bio-semester or a semester? Which one you suggest when you conduct a research? This type of program pedagogy is suitable for semester or annual or bio-semesters under the NEP implementation of 2020.
Thank you, sir. Depending upon its complexity, we have to go for using the activities, sir. It is purely semester-based active learning strategies. Yes, sir. This is possible only when, once a subject is been allotted, first 15 days rigorously we have to plan. Now say suppose in 50 hours portion, 30 topics are there. For all the 30 topics, what is the topic, which type of teaching methodology or active learning technique I will use, what type of assessment technique I'll use. If this is being planned, then your life is very easy, sir, until next syllabus is being changed in the curriculum. Believe me, try it, sir, it will work.
Yep.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for validating me.
The way you explained, similarly we plan in the beginning of the semester itself, just before the semester starts, at least 15 days ahead, we have to submit all our plans and discuss among our department. And in that way, we are ready with all the activities, and it is activated on Moodle. That is another important factor, madam. We have to do it online, everything, all activities, and offline what we are going to do, even that part we need to just, maybe we have to segregate everything. In that way, it is possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes, sir.
my name is Srivatsa. I'm a research scholar from Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai. My topic itself is on a heutagogical learning process and performance development of an employee. So I'm very happy to listen that heutagogy is needed majorly in the higher education system.
Yes, sir.
But when we talk about the Bloom's taxonomy, we are talking about Indianization, building Indian ethos in the education system, and talking about the Western system, which has been quite failure to produce the better employees and the better skilled workers. When we have 17 layers taxonomy of Sankhya by Kapila, 19 layers taxonomy by Gautama in his Nyaya Shastra,
Yes, sir.
why should we depend upon Bloom's taxonomy, which comes in the 5th layer, which is his first layer of remember? Because our taxonomy starts with Shravana. Shravana, Manana, Patana, Anusandhana. It goes on well with that. Can't we have our own taxonomy with the Bharat at 2035? That's my question.
So, first thing is, I request you to come out with such kind of taxonomy as a research project of yours. Yes, sir, I do agree. as NEP states, NEP uses outcome-based education as a framework, and outcome-based education is purely based on Bloom's taxonomy, sir. So we are following it. So we can go for some other also, and if, forget about the existing one, if you come across, based on our basic GFGCs, if you come across one new taxonomy, it will be very best, sir.
One thing I understand, these are not known. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ನಾವು ನಲಂದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ತಕ್ಷಶಿಲಾ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತೀನಿ, ನಲಂದ ಯಾವುದೇ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರನೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂಡುಗೋಡಿದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟಿಬೇಟಿಯನ್ ಮೊನಾಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಲಂದ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇವತ್ತಿಗೂ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರೆಯೋದ್ರ ಮೇಲಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ವಿ ರೈಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಡ್, ದ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯುಯೇಟೆಡ್. So nothing to worry, we have the things, we are not going back to the roots. Needs to be certain indigenous research, implementation based, the kind of things what we are getting. ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಹಿಂದೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ ವಿಶ್ವಗುರು. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಹೈಪೋಥೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಇನ್ ನೇಚರ್.
Thank you, sir.
Madam, I am Dr. Y. J. Reddy from Autonomous College, Ballari. The NEP stipulating outcome-based, welcome.
Yes, sir.
But still, the syllabus forced to go lecturer-based, teacher-centric classroom. Earlier, very few semester syllabus they introduced. Now the expert committees at the state level incorporating 7-8 topics. They said that it is the duty of the students through interaction. But actually happening, the students asking to complete all the contents of the syllabus. So the lecturer forced to go lecture method. There is no student-centric. Even after 15 years of schooling and college level study, 15% of the students never get opportunity to share 5 minutes of their experience in the assessment or even evaluation. They never give an opportunity for all, at least 15%. This is happening. Even yesterday I went to the 3 classes. I conducted a survey. Yes, to MA political students, they don't know about the BLO, Anganwadi activity. This kind of, what kind of curriculum we want to teach without, when they came 15 years of village level, they don't know about the ICDS program, their office is existing. They don't know about BLO. What kind of teaching we want to impart to the students? This is happening where I addressed the NEP expert committee. Still there is a gap is existing because the committees are framing syllabus. Most of them are from the universities. They came because we want to accept both merits and demerits.
I got it, sir. For that, 2 answers for your question. First thing is, sir, you are the prince of your classroom. Whatever you want to do
Yes,
in
sir.
your class,
Teacher
you
is
have
a
that.
supreme.
One
Okay,
thing.
yes, madam.
Second, sir, NEP is implemented. It is just started. It has its own journey. To get it matured, it will take time. One
NEP
thing.
good, madam.
And
But
syllabus,
UUCMS makes the NEP some big problem. NEP no problem. Because
Thank you.
for
Thank you,
just...
sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, madam. Please give a big